Well, here we are. It's been an insane roller coaster of delays, then pushes forward, weird casting, good trailers, bad trailers. It's been pretty crazy and fun to be a part of. But now that's all led up to the question, is Batman v Superman good? Let's talk about it. Also, I'm gonna go no spoilers to start off with, and then with fair warning, I'll get into all the spoilery details. So don't worry, if you haven't seen it, nothing will be ruined for you. And really, let's not beat around the bush anymore. To answer that question right up front, is this movie good? Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Let's get into it. Now, going into this movie, I had a very strong suspicion that this would be like Man of Steel, in the sense that I won't love it, but I'll like it. A few people will really love it, and the majority of people won't think it's that good. And surprisingly enough, I think I might have enjoyed this less than Man of Steel. I don't know, I'll have to think about it more, but as of right now, I think that's where I stand. Okay, first up though, what did I like here? The cast is pretty great. Henry Cavill's still really good as Superman. He still has yet to do anything that really impresses me in terms of acting, but he fits the part really well. Now, let's talk about Ben Affleck as Batman. When he was cast about 3 years ago, everyone hated it and went crazy about it. But I'm here to say that this is a fantastic representation of both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Not sure if it's my favorite, but it's definitely up there. Ben Affleck is a great actor, and he just nails this character. And pretty much everything associated with Batman in this movie is awesome. He has a great costume, the best to date in my opinion. He has a great Batmobile, he has a great Batwing, he has a great Alfred. Jeremy Irons is also really good in this. Overall, this Batman is an awesome and badass version of the character, and I can't wait for a solo movie. One thing I do want to comment on, and I don't want to be that one fanboy who gets upset when the movie doesn't really follow the character, but this Batman kills people. Like, a lot. I was hoping this would be a version where he really follows that no-kill code, but no. Some of these, it's debatable whether or not Batman killed someone, but some cases, it is irrefutable that Batman straight up murdered someone. That's really the only thing I didn't like about this version of the character. Then there's Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and yes, I think I finally learned how to pronounce it.
Gal Gadot.
Oh, you're good.
That's good?
The Gadot can be better.
Gadot.
More T at the end. Yeah.
Gadot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really surprised me in this. I wasn't expecting much from her, and while she isn't in the movie a lot, she's really great in it. Her entrance into the Doomsday fight was one of the coolest moments of the entire film, even though the trailer already gave it away. Most of the other cast works well. Amy Adams is good. The voice of Elastigirl is solid. There were some cast members, though, that we'll get into later.
Boys?
Some of the action here is really awesome. That fight scene in the trailer where Batman takes out all those thugs is incredible. And the actual fight between Batman and Superman is pretty cool. There are a lot of really interesting moments, and overall, it's just a great action scene. It doesn't last awfully long, though, for a film called Batman v Superman. They also showed the repercussions for Man of Steel, which is nice. Seeing Bruce Wayne's perspective on that whole Zod-Superman fight is fantastic. And it really gives you more of an idea of why Batman wants to go after this guy. And the last thing I want to touch on that I really loved in this is the music. The music is done by Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL. Zimmer, you probably know from doing the scores for Pirates of the Caribbean, the Dark Knight trilogy, and a stack of other stuff. And Junkie XL recently did the music for Mad Max Fury Road and Deadpool. And the score they bring here really gets you pumped up, and it just fit really well for me. Now for what doesn't work so well here. Firstly, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Look, Eisenberg is a great actor, and I think he played the character he was given really well. Only problem is that he wasn't given the character of Lex Luthor. I don't care if he's Lex Luthor Jr. This is the version of Luthor the movie is giving us, and to me at least, he just wasn't a good adaptation. Now you can say that Zack Snyder wanted to take this in his own direction, and that's fine, good for him. But I just don't think this was taken in a great direction. He's an okay villain on his own, but if you put him under the name of Superman's most famous enemy, there's a certain kind of character that's expected to go with that, and that just wasn't here. Then there's Doomsday. Firstly, I still don't love the design of Doomsday. He looks like a big CGI Lord of the Rings cave troll, and he just shouldn't have been there. I know you want a villain for the heroes to fight at the end, but this was just not how to do it. The fight scene between Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Doomsday isn't that great either. As a comic book fan, there is something inherently cool about seeing these three take on Doomsday, but it just isn't that good of a fight scene in my opinion. Nothing awful, but it looked kind of fake, and it didn't have the effect that I was hoping it would. Now, this movie to me felt very disjointed, and it felt like stuff had been cut out. Some scenes were very quick, just drop in and drop back out, but then it holds on certain things for a while, and it didn't flow very well. It was kind of poorly paced and not extremely coherent. I also don't think it needed to be 2.5 hours long. There are a few things in here that I think could have been taken out. Also, the reasoning behind the start and end of the Batman-Superman fight is kind of stupid. I'll talk about it in the spoilers, but that was one of the things where I felt like something had been taken out, and it felt rushed. So now, before I get into the spoilers, I'll just wrap this up real quick. Overall, I didn't hate this, I was entertained for most of it, and I can understand why some people will love it, but this just had a lot of problems, and it felt very chopped up and uneven to me. There are some absolutely fantastic things in this film, but there are also some bad things. I'm not going to give up on the DC universe yet. I'm interested to see where this goes, and I'm holding out to see a DCCU movie not directed by Zack Snyder. In the end, I'm going to give Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice a 6 out of 10. Okay, now we're going to talk some spoilers. If you don't want to hear spoilers for this movie, click off from this video now. Come back when you've seen the movie though. So first up, I'd just like to say, can we stop with these superhero movie dream sequences? And if we're going to have dream sequences, at least have have them make sense and or explain them. Firstly, there was Bruce Wayne's weird jump scare dream. He goes to his mom's grave and blood comes out and then bam, that demon thing. Kind of obnoxious, but whatever. Then we had Superman's Kevin Costner dream slash vision slash daydream. I'm actually not sure what that was, but fine, whatever. It didn't really bother me. And then there's Batman's crazy apocalypse dream. So Bruce Wayne falls asleep and this guy in a time portal comes and shows him a vision. Firstly, I'm sorry, but I don't know who or what that was. Was that like Metron or something? I don't know. But basically, he shows Batman this vision of Apocalypse, the home planet of Darkseid, who I'm assuming will be the villain for Justice League. And there are parademons and all kinds of crazy nonsense. But putting aside the fact that I personally didn't really get it, and that it virtually had no impact on the rest of the story, it felt kinda cheap to me. Because I feel like some of these superhero movies are now just throwing in dream sequences so they can show cool, weird imagery in the trailer. And it's getting a bit annoying now. Okay, rant over. As far as other setups for Justice League, there were a couple of cool hidden Easter eggs and references, that was nice. But then there was literally just a 5-minute scene where Wonder Woman goes through security government videos of Aquaman, the Flash, and Cyborg. Like, first Batman has the file, and you see the different superhero logos, and you're like, oh, that's cool. The government and LexCorp know who these people are. But then, a bit later in the film, they're actually opened, and that scene solely exists to set up the Justice League. With the exception of that brief conversation at the end of the film between Bruce and Diana, there is nothing else that scene does except set up for the next film. And I mean, it's great when you subtly hint at stuff or when you have a little tease, but we don't need an entire extended scene of someone just going through videos of the next characters that are going to be introduced. And finally, I want to talk about the Batman-Superman fight. Firstly, the fight itself was pretty cool. A lot of cool moments here. But the main thing I hated was the reasoning behind all this. Okay, so Lex Luthor kidnaps Superman's mom and says he's gonna kill her unless Superman fights and kills Batman. Superman tries to tell Batman this and reason with him, but Batman doesn't listen and so they fight. Okay, fine. A little bit loose, but it works. But then, a while later, Batman has a kryptonite spear over Superman ready to murder him. Classic Batman. And then Superman says something like, "You've got to save Martha." And that's what makes Batman snap, because his mom's name was also Martha. So the whole reason they stop fighting is that their moms have the same name. And that's what finally makes Batman stop and listen to Superman's story. Like, it might just be me, but I really feel like something was cut out there, because that's a weird reason to stop this epic fight of the century in my opinion. Also, I guess I should talk about Superman's death. Is he actually dead? Of course not. Not only because you hear his heartbeat and see his casket move at the end of the movie, but also he's the main star of Justice League, and of course he's not dead, because he's Superman. So that whole sacrifice scene didn't really have that big of an impact on me. So those were my thoughts on Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Did you agree or disagree with me? I'd just like to specify, I didn't hate this movie. I imagine this review sounded very negative. This film just has a lot of problems that I personally couldn't look past. Anyway, let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments. While you're at it, be sure to like this video, check out my Instagram at BHL_Hudson, and subscribe for more videos like the one you just watched. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.